cost of war remembered. Normally, November would be the month when we remember those who lost their lives, specifically in the First and Second World Wars. But generally, we would now include all those around the world who have fought in wars since and still continue to be killed and maimed in conflicts throughout the world. This year, men, women and children have been learning more about the individuals and events of the First World War, which began just 100 years ago. But can war and those touched by it be remembered without being moved for the longing of an enduring peace? In the first 4 verses of hymn 121 in Sing Your Faith, Sidney Henry Knight writes, "O yearning hearts, who long for peace to reign, whose age-long prayers have echoed all in vain, who weep and mourn for millions dead and gone, still is our cry, how long, dear God, how long?" Through sad long years, the battle cry of strife has cut a swathe of grief in human life. In our own time, the weaponry of war has claimed more lives than ever known before. Still tyrants rule and persecute for power, and in this world, even in this very hour, people still languish, lost in lonely cell, tortured and maimed in some unneeded hell. Still, lust and greed build war machines of steel. Famine is used to bring the weak to heed, and starving children plead with hungry eye. Can we ignore the eternal human cry? It is often left for artists to prophesy what the future may hold and capture their songs, poems and visions in time and place. What they show us can be bleak and shock us as little else can. But we must take heed of what has already happened and continues as I speak. Escalation of deadlier armaments and wars ever more costly than before. The third Millennium installation at Broomhill Park in North Devon by Mike Rolls occupies an eerily cold space, and shivers of horror ran through me as I was confronted with the disintegration of humanity built out of rusted metal. Mindless tossing of grenades. A young child suicide bomber stands next to a seated parent with one leg blown off at the knee. Men and women unburied, now part of the earth we walk upon. No love between man and woman, just an empty pair of shoes and empty trousers. Men shiver in the cold. A young woman covers herself. A man cowers to the ground, but the man standing over him is equally broken. Heads with gaping holes from wounds sustained in war or mindless violence, who knows? The graffiti artist writes his message of desperation. But we should also remember that a new millennium doesn't have to be like this if we heed the warnings of those we remember at this time of the year. How many times do we find veterans of war speaking out for peace? Let us heed these voices from the past. The final two verses of Sidney Knight's hymn finish on this note of hope. From far off cries, we are no more immure. Slaughter and war can we no more endure. One world are we, one family, one king. Come, humankind, your new age usher in. Hope, surging up from every human heart, one song of peace from nations far apart. Now faintly heard, yet ever growing strong, the chorus of a new millennium song. May it be so. Amen.